And Brother Joe, you in the last question, you mentioned something about a priest from missionary to Brazil and from Italy to Brazil and kind of about missionary vocation. And I know that in the past you went to mission, and when it happened and how was it?
Well, that is correct. I had been teaching at Don Bosco Technical Institute for a number of years, and our regional came around and said, Brother Joe, I understand that you're interested in the missions. And I remember having volunteered for the missions, but I was thinking in terms of going to South America.
Nice.
And for just a limited, let's say 5 years. That was the rector major had asked for a 5-year stint in South America. So that's what I was thinking of. So I said, yeah. And then, he continues talking. This is Father Harry Rasmussen. And he says, well, but Joe, it's not South America. So what would you think about Ethiopia? What?
Oh,
Ethiopia? Where's that?
Not a South America.
So yes, then I did say yes, and I'm glad I did, because it was it's a vocation in itself. First of all, that I was a brother. I had somehow everything, as I say, keeps pushing you in one way or another to answer a different call or need. And the bishop from Adigratis is in northern Ethiopia. Have been requesting for the Salesians to come.
Yes.
But the Salesians, from the rector major, this is our headquarters in Rome, they were saying, Ethiopia, there's not much hope there. There's nothing there. I mean, so why? But the times were somewhat like Don Bosco's times, that you had so many youth that were beginning school, and then at a certain point, because the structure of schools was not that well organized, or there were so many. I don't know, at that time, maybe the population was around 60 million or something like that, people. And with a limited number of universities. So they would start 8th grade secondary school, and then they couldn't make it because there's such few. It's like a big cone coming to the center. You only have this little bit that can go through.
That too many.
So, to go back to the fields, now we're educated, and they didn't want to go back.
I see.
And to go ahead, they couldn't. There's no path.
Wow.
So I imagine, and times were very difficult. So a lot of these young people were just hanging around the town with nothing to do.
Yes.
So the bishop had asked us to come and set up a technical school. So that was, we were a group of 3, and that's exactly what we did. We had wanted to go more into rural technology, but the government kept insisting, no, we want a technical school. They really were not able to distinguish trade, technical, or anything like that.
Yes.
So, but they were saying technical, okay, yes. So we started with a trade school. And it became very, nobody knew what it was and what to do. But we had students from the very beginning, and they were always doing very well.
Wow.
They were able to find jobs, which everybody else was.
Wow. Yes.
How come you got a job and we're over here doing nothing? And then there was a civil war during some of this period, and the guerrillas at that time asked us to move not from a trade school, but really push up the curriculum into a full-blown technical school, and that we did. So they were very happy with that, and all that time that I've been there, I found no problem.
No problem.
Yeah, it's. But I say that somehow God is preparing you in a certain way that I chose to be a brother, and I'm happy I did. It's been a beautiful life, and I've had the opportunity to meet so many different religious orders and see how they work together in the mission field. It is completely different than it is here in the United States. Completely different. It's there you really feel the harmony, the togetherness that anybody passing through, come on in, and immediately there's a sense of welcoming. To me, it's not difficult when you live among brothers.
Yes.
When I went to Ethiopia, people were saying, "Well, what did you teach him?" And I felt, what did I teach him? No, they were teaching me.
Yes. Yes.
From a technical point of view, okay, there were the technologies that we were imparting to them.
Yeah.
But from the human perspective, they are so insightful, and they taught me so many different lessons, and it's a beautiful culture. If you live with them as a brother, as I really felt so much like that you feel God's grace is there, and it is speaking through you. I don't know, in the school sometimes we'd give a morning talk, and afterwards I'd get a letter from so-and-so. I barely remember him, and he says, "Brother, thank you so much for the words that you gave us, encouragement."
Thank you, for Brother Joe, for your sharing. And the last thing I want to ask you that if you have something to say to the young people today who are considering or discerning about vocation, either Salesian priest or brother, what would you like to say to them?
Well, first of all, I would say that if you have any inkling, that is a little nebulous thought that maybe I should think about it or I should look into the process, don't ignore it. Follow it. Follow it. God may be there asking you this very question. Perhaps He is calling you. That is what you have to find out. Each one of us has to find out. I mean, like myself, I had to do the very same thing. I had, as I was trying to be in the beginning, saying that some things influenced me this way. And of course, we could be here hours and explain the missionary life and all of this. And it's good in a way, but each one will have his own path. Each one will have his own calling. Each one must address that to himself. It cannot be something. I mean, I find Don Bosco such a wonderful person as a Salesian that he promised us 3 things. That was bread. That means work. Believe me, I had plenty of work.
Yes.
My life is not. You have so many people saying, "I don't have a job, and it's been 10 years, 8 years. I haven't had a job, and all of this." I've never had that problem.
No.
Next, he was saying that he will give us. So bread is the next one. So work, now bread. I mean, even there in Ethiopia with hunger and that, we were able to feed other people. We were able to take care of ourselves. And I never, in a sense, went hungry to the point that I'm eating dirt or leaves or anything like that. No, I never ever had anything even close to that. Don Bosco has kept his promise. And the third promise was paradise. And
Paradise.
I'm hoping
Yes.
so that is to come. And
Yeah.
God is good. God keeps His promises. And in fact, from Christ's point of view, He promises even more than Don Bosco, to 100 times more.
Yes, I believe so. Thank you, Brother Joe. Thank you for your sharing and all the experience here in Ethiopia. And I hope that you stay well and continue to help us out, all the young Salesians. Continue to support us, to help us to continue your work at the Salesian, that helping the young people around in everywhere we are. Thank you, Brother Joe.
Well, you're very welcome, and I just would like to say that one of the big things that we can do now, this is not only for the Salesian life, but whether it's any other religious group, for the sisters, these are all vocations. We have to pray.
Yes.
At this moment in time, we are in great need
Yes.
of a spiritual revival, and it is going to come from you young people.
And prayer important, that he said, prayer for yourself, pray for the people around you. In particular, we ask you to pray for vocation to the consecrated life. And thank you, young people. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and continue to support us and follow us. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Joe.
You're very welcome.
And have a wonderful day.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.